I remember watching, some of these matches from very early on and casting them, and 72 Hours won a game.
That was a clutch
with
one.
Just 2 drum guns in his inventory.
And he had like 4 HP or something ridiculous like that, all the way back to PAX West, the last time we had that, in competition on a LAN as well.
They're so good at late game rotations, but down to the weapons, I'm much more of a normal assault rifle. He's obviously got the heavy assault rifle.
Yep.
When it comes down to the shotguns, I've been favoring the combat shotgun, and I want my spray weapon at this point to be the drum gun. There's just no other weapon I'd rather have.
That's for sure. But again, we talked about the pressure plant, and you can see the zone is starting to rotate, starting to open that up.
I think the sentiment that a lot of people shared last week and weeks as of late is the European competition to qualify for Sunday is the fiercest of any region.
Yeah, I think that's for sure the topic of discussion right now. You saw Blaster take one more, but it's so difficult. Here in the semis, Blaster making his impact here on this game. Looking at the placements right now, it's almost to that top 15. It's going to be another threshold. Did take 2 eliminations while we're watching here.
Powerful Metal can be late game with these zones, people having to break through, taking those 4 pickaxe hits. Blaster still looking around. You hear the shadow grenades being used. Quick little challenge there, attack shotgun. There goes Kinstar. The elimination on 1 does get hit for 70 plus right there, but does have time to pop the big shield. Watch this gameplay from Blaster. It's giving him exactly what he wants. He's using it to get to the exact position he wants in the zone, and then fires back at the people who still have to rotate on in. There's 1 quick elimination. Opportunity for a second here as a player from the other side of this box. Instantly claims the wall and breaks on in. Now 6 eliminations to this point. Blaster using another one of these shadow grenades, and this is normally an impossible area to scale.
He took it.
He's taking the high ground. He's taking the high ground. Trap does not connect, but already the damage is done for this player up top. A 135 tack to the head. Last player's in the shadow. He's got a chance to see him right here. Hits the shot. Blaster, 8 eliminations at the end of that game with the victory royale. Again. Oh.
That's it. That's exactly why you're talking about the position being so strong with the Boombo. You get all the vision on everybody everywhere with this much height. Yeah, which is actually interesting because there have been a lot more baller spawns added in kind of various spots along the map. Nice shot there from Fergie. But like there's these windmills that have appeared on quite a few little different mountains, especially in the northwest of the map. Everybody's starting to realize the strength of Glider Redeploy. As Stompy lands directly on a player, he's not going to go ahead and continue that. But whether the shadow grenades versus Glider Redeploy, which one is people going to start using?
Yep.
And I think the answer is going to be preference. Oh, the edit down, you got to be careful there. He actually went in the cone, but he's going to get punished for that. Stompy's not the player you want to do that against.
Nope.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I thought he was going to place the cone directly on where Stompy was going to land, and then he couldn't place the stairs. So unfortunately there, he does manage to get away from both the cone plate and that player trying to shoot him out of the sky from the Glider Redeploy as he continues forward in this next zone. He's got a ways to go. He's low HP too. What is he going to be able to do? If he can recover from this position, that's very, very strong, and we know Stompy's one of those players who can do it.
Absolutely. Hiding, no healing left, no utility left. Strictly comes down to what you can wind up doing with his weapons here, and the drum gun is the weapon you want to have. A quick spray onto 1. There's elimination, plus 50 HP. Now over to the tack shotgun, showing the versatility between these 2 weapons. I think just got credit for that elimination on the edge of the zone. That's Stompy now dead, so 3 quick elims. Now up to 5 for this game. As Flakesy's continuing to build on up, only 23 total builds left. Going to have to use these as best as possible.
Yeah, and we're in the 7th zone right now. One of the things, though, he doesn't have any of that metal. You can see as he builds, it comes out, and that's going to hurt because when you have that wood, you can instantly get spammed down with the drum gun. If he pulls this off, that is huge, especially as he's close to high ground. He's kind of on that mid ground right under Belasconi right now.
See, you need basically a perfect scenario like that to be able to pop a drum gun this late in the game. He got far into the zone, and then the zone went backwards, giving him all the time he could ever ask for. Again, gonna have to use these sparingly to hope to find any bit of damage he can, with only a total of 50 shots left.
He does have that drum gun, though, which does carry that amount of ammunition in it. And he's going to take out Belasconi from high ground and drop directly on top of him. It's now a 1v1. Sweeze, who pulled off the Chug Jug earlier against Yuri. Yuri, does he have the ammunition, just like you were talking about, to finish this off? He does still have that tactical shotgun as well. It's kind of going off of this hill, and it's going to come to a head, and Yuri's going to take him out with the drum gun. with the remaining ammunition that he had, perfectly taking it all the way through to the end game with 7 eliminations as well. GG, and he's actually in the zone too, so we got the half in, half out zone. The edit
oh my God.
Here. Is he going to be able to replace the stairs? Just barely needs, yes, he does get it. So this player now stuck in the box. It's going to be a tactical shotgun off with the trap as well, though. He backs perfectly out. That's going to be the end of Hugo. As he makes his way out of the box. Yes, he does barely, but he's now getting focused. He's the target of all the server. It feels like Skyler. Can you make it out of this? Yes.
And has all the shields you could ask for, so it's crazy to think. Knifer just playing all the way down low.
There's the dual pickaxes. They look so good.
And actually harming his own wall. Or no, that was an enemy wall. Okay, I thought it was his own wall. Breaks out into the player from behind and
used the grappler, and he kept getting boosted up with the slipstream that you were talking about, the vertical one. There's Knifer again with the drum gun, going to take out Speed Tetchy. It's 3 eliminations now for him, and he's going to keep following it up. He does find the player in the shadow grenade, tags him a little bit. That's the difference though with the shadow grenade. It's very actually easy to get punished while you're using them.
Dude, the drum gun's so good.
It is so good.
It is so good. I mean, it is just so good.
And Knifer finally does look up. I was just going to say, he's starting to look up. I think when he boxes himself up, there's effect. He's going to glide a redeploy. Oh, I think he has a shadow grenade, actually.
Yep. And same, exactly what we talked about.
Yep.
We brought it up earlier. Like, uses it there, and that's where I think the shadow grenade is at its best. It's actually better than redeploy there. Redeploy, Prestige probably would have beamed him out of the sky. Another reload, down to 4 rockets left. Only 3 more enemies alive. Oh, these are just juicy. Down onto just wood as well. That's a knock, or an elimination, sorry, on the confetti. Get a quick little reload while the others fight. Out up against Knifer. Knifer on the high ground. Drum gun, 350 shots. Good luck, have fun, friend. And actually, at this point, you can kind of just begin to...
Oh, he's reloading the RPG. Give him the opportunity right now, and he's going to take some storm tack. Jump down. Is it going to finish him off? He does break his box. It's just a full-on drum gun fight now, and it's going to be Knifer that gets the better of him.
Just any late game fight, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the drum gun spray. 100 straight bullets to spray. Okay. Get raised, leaving the back open for a second, and gets punished by being sent back to the queue.
Now on to Magstroidal. Oh, he gets the disco. No, the stink grenade. Takes out Recruit there. He does take out the wall with the drum gun and follows up with the stink grenade.
You do need to leave his, again, the universal key that opens all doors. The heavy sniper breaks on into the box, but now Zysterios, the focus of everyone. That's a quick swap to the rift.
Wow.
3 boogie bombs though, but even now, I think with how little ballers we're seeing late game, are boogie bombs still worth it?
That is the question. I've seen so many good boogie bomb plays on a lot of people on endgame, but here he's following it up. Nice tactical shot. He only has a white one right now, by the way. He's still doing work with it. The drum gun combination. But ooh, there's a player right in his box. He just managed to get away from him. That's going to be good.
Nice edits.
Yeah, quick ones. That boogie bomb without the ballers in play.
Arus is already up there. Zysterios challenging with just 35 HP. Andrus up there as well. Zypher Snap looks like they're going to have a chance. Magstroidal, oh no.
Poor guy.
Bye, friend. Sorry the elevation got to you there, bud.
And we'll see. 4 players now have made it all the way through. They did have the good fortune to be able to make it up. Snap now working his way. The zone is going to continue over this hill.
Oh, he goes to the no scope.
Nice. Did manage to get that when as that player dropped down, but now Andrus is going to join the fray as well. Looking for the edit from Erus. He's going to go all the way through, and the rift pulls him up, though, and now they're both low HP.
I mean,
Zysterios has to jump. No, he has the golden AR right now. He's going to be able to pick them off right out.
Will he hit the other shots? Andrus has no builds left. He cannot build a single wall. He has no idea. Zysterios has no idea. They both had 0 builds left, and Andrus from the high ground.
Here at the qualifiers to that combat shotgun, it looks like people are favoring the tactical, but now the player next to him in the box is going to start getting drum gun sprayed. He's going to take that cue to start pressuring himself. Got the heavy sniper as well. He gets the wall replaced and goes into Knifer. We just talked about him. He was on the first spot in the leaderboards. He's going to get taken out early in this game. That's not...
You have immunity to fall damage. You get the old, what were the rocks from Season 4?
The Hop Rocks.
The Hop Rocks from Season 4 that you know, negated that fall damage for you. It shows right there. Flexi now challenging with the tack shotgun. Does eliminate one player. Doesn't get the second, unfortunately. So no 50 shield and no mats earned as well. So,
but what I was talking about, only 68 on that player instead of a nice 200.
Yep. And you almost think right there, like, if he's using the drum gun, is that player limbed? Right? It's
very true.
Probably does actually get it. As now they do drop to the zone. So 144 total HP right now for Kingston. Rockets hitting. Oh, beautiful. That player just drops out. It's like a gift for a free 50 health and some materials. Look at how high up, though. Kings and F-Spirit are.
Now the heavy sniper is going to come in. He still only has one build. That's going to be a blessing right now to pick up those materials. He did get 30 builds. That's huge.
He's doing this with the ice on his feet. So he's sliding around. The player walks right into his box, and he knows because of where the iceberg is on the right side of his screen.
No chance.
They couldn't actually dodge the trap. 200 IQ from Flexi. Now with both shotguns in the inventory. Drops another player into the box. 3 straight limbs. Flexi from down low. The challenge up top, it's a 1 versus 1. Kinks versus Flexi.
They're all going to reload everything and start to make this tarp directly above him. He's still building a brick, but he's going to run out of materials here before Flexi. The zone is actually going to close right now. It's 5 seconds away. Kinks starting to continue this tarp forward. They're staying inside the zone as long as possible. They're both 100 HP. Neither of them are going to start healing. That heal is way too late for Kinks. So Flexi's already going up and hits him with the combat shotgun, but the attack is going to be, not strong enough. Kinks is going to come out on top with the combat shotgun. Oh, he gets the stare through. That player's going to be editing down and continue right away. This is so quick from Teak. What a ridiculous follow-up on the Reaper. Reaper did not have the speed to keep up with him.
My jaw just dropped from the speed of those edits. And how crazy is this?
A little bit of versatility between the combat and the attack.
Yeah, and how crazy that we're at a point where that's just brilliantly done. That player just took 230 damage in an instant. But the point I was going to bring up is, I mean, it's free rotation. It's like when we used to have the volcano air vents in play, and that's 95 damage to air, 195 damage, sorry. There's the final hit needed. Worst case scenario right there for Teak, from the high ground down to the Q. Stompy now looking to rain down this damage with the drum gun on the high ground.
We're seeing less. Now Stompy on high ground, he's very familiar with this position.
Oh, name a more iconic duo than Stompy and the high ground in Fortnite. You can't. Well, probably me and Chicken Parmesan.
Yes, that is probably slightly more iconic.
I can't even bring up that word without just getting all hot and bothered. Yeah. As a Stompy nearing the top 10, 4 eliminations. Test, I would be like 88%. That's how confident I am in Stompy to close us out.
I would push up my glass and say, I need more variables.
Oh, true. Yeah. I don't know if there is any, though.
No.
It's Stompy. 50 health for an elimination, so can take this 40 storm damage, and then if he could finish this a limb, and that's a beautiful rocket, dropping players right on down, gets 1 elimination, back to 200 HP, swaps on over. Now it's a 1v1 just like that. Stompy versus the player on the low ground, and Stompy has the health advantage. Campfire being used, but there's no way it should be enough. Stompy drops on in, using the campfire himself. Players on the other side of the wall, shots coming down range, and there it is. My 88% chance is confirmed here. Stompy with the 6 limbs and the Victory Royale, showing why when we check the leaderboards.
Which we have here so far. So Knifer sitting in that first place spot. But one thing I want to call attention to just right away before we even look at the names, because these guys are all great, but first place right now, 56 points. 10th place right now, 53 points. That is a 3-point spread. That is a Victory Royale. That is a top 25 with 1 elim. Any one of these players is capable of it. So let's start giving some shout outs right away. Knifer obviously at the top. Brilliantly done. He's been working his way up there. Stompy, the duo qualifier, who already flexed on him in duos, trying to do it again in solos. Also shout out to WGS Horde, the player from South Korea, coming over and competing in Europe. You got Mushway, Exterios, Kinks2, Flames, Quito, VGIA, X-Splash, and then Tixi. So the player from Giants, then Tixi rounding out the top 10. But again, I mean, the other thing to look at, the games played ranging from 6 down to 8 as well. So huge games coming out of Tixi there. 53 points on 2 matches, Zeke?